Okay, so we're starting to piece together the puzzle here of how we can actually negotiate a car deal. We're getting into the kind of the nitty-gritty.
Yes.
The next piece of information we want to talk about that is how long a vehicle has been on a dealership's lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you remember, which,
I'm pretty sure I do.
hell, you're the one that taught me all this stuff, so I hope
Yeah.
you remember. We talked about in dealership operations how dealerships floor plan their inventory. They don't pay cash for it. They
finance it, yes.
So can you explain how, we're talking about how to negotiate a car deal now, why does how long the vehicle's been on the lot, why is that an important indicator of what the selling price could potentially be?
Well, the longer a car has sat on the lot, the greater the expense has become for the dealership. The dealership pays a per diem in financing charges for each car that's sitting on the lot to their lender. So if a car sells in 10 days, they're paying less, and perhaps maybe none at all if there's like a 15-day grace period, they're paying less in interest charges. If the car has sat there for 150 days, well, then you have maybe 135 days worth of interest that's built up against that car, which is going to eat into the profit, the overall profit of the dealership, the overall profit on that particular car deal. And managers are trained, at least the ones that are involved in truly inventory management, to get rid of the oldest cars first so that they can cut down on their interest expenses for that month. So you want to know how long a particular car that you're looking at has been sitting on the lot, because that'll give you a greater indication as to what the prospects for negotiating a better deal are.
Now, obviously, back in the Your Auto Advocate dashboard, if you run a market price report, you're going to see right underneath the price history graph, we have the number of days on the lot that the vehicle's been there because it is so important.
Yes.
It also ties in with one of my favorite phrases from the car business, lot rot. As vehicles sit, aren't you
Yes.
proud of me?
Yes,
As
I am.
vehicles sit on the lot,
Mm-hmm.
they deteriorate. And you've experienced
Yes.
this, and you've shared this with me many times. I mean, a battery needs to be replaced, or somehow a wire got disconnected.
It's just a force of nature.
Inevitably, the expense associated with maintaining that car goes up the longer you've held on to it.
Yes.
And one other thing to bring up, Dad, that you could speak to, please, is dealers moving cars between different dealerships that they own. So, for
Yes.
example, if I've had a vehicle that's sat on my lot for 60 or 90 days and my dealership's turn policy is 60 or 90 days, I might be able to then sell it to another dealership in my network that's owned by the same dealer group, and they're going to try and get a fresh spin at selling
Yes.
it. So you may end up seeing vehicles, especially in your Auto Advocate dashboard, that say 110 days, 120 days. That's because we're able to track when it's in a same dealer group's network, they're moving it from the Toyota store to the Honda store. So recognize they've still incurred a huge expense at that point to hold on to that vehicle.
And the first dealership in that network that had the car sustained some type of loss when they sold it to their sister dealership, to have them take it, because the sister dealership's not taking the car at an above market wholesale value. They're going to take it and pay the real market value for it, wholesale value for it. So yes, anytime a car moves within a dealership network, there's still expense involved, and the expenses just keep going up. So days on lot are a prime indicator as to how much you can negotiate or whether or not you can negotiate.
And it's worth mentioning, this is one of the major drivers of the negotiability score in the Your Auto Advocate dashboard as well, or if you're using the browser extension when you see negotiability score, major driver.
Yes.